I think Craft is the best note-taking and knowledge management system out there, bar none. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but you're wrong, and I will die on this hill. But chances are you're watching this video because you already use Craft and you want to learn how to use it better, or you're new to it, you're thinking about using it, and you're just trying to decide whether it's right for you. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I plan my day using Craft. And before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button below to be notified whenever I post a new video about productivity, personal development, and online business growth. Let's dive into Craft and I'll show you exactly how I am planning out my days. So you can see here, today is Thursday, the 17th of Feb. And basically, this is my day planning template. And so what I do is I'll have this empty and blank, and I'll just copy it out into tomorrow. You can see here's an empty version here. The only text in here is the startup routine for obvious reasons. It doesn't change each day. It stays consistent. And so I'll just take this, I'll copy it out to the next day and so on and so forth. And there's a few components to this. So I'm going to go back to the today so you can see the content. The first thing you'll see is this day focus / theme. And today it's content, personal brand, part of which involves this YouTube video, which I'm filming right now. I think it's a good idea to theme your days if you can. It's a good idea to batch certain tasks. For instance, I try and batch all my meetings on Fridays. I try and do my heavy deep work and writing on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, so on and so forth. So that's why I have that there. Makes sense for some people. Other people don't like doing that. I think it's super effective, and that's why I have it. The next section is journal. Now, I'm not really one to do long form, extensive journaling, as you can see. I just use this as a bullet point sort of list, and there's no structure to this. There's no questions. There's no format other than the bullet points. I kind of just write out random thoughts that come to my head in the morning, like first thing when I'm doing this. So you can see here, I just wrote decent sleep last night, sticking to my macros well, I'm consistently dropping weight. This is a focus for today. Tomorrow, this is the focus. And, first 3 days of each week to focus on EDM Prod. I'm kind of setting my schedule for next week and thinking through how I'm going to manage all my stuff. And then this thought came to mind, I need to do this next week. I need to set together or put together a plan for the overseas trip. And I need to schedule a one-on-one call with one of my team members next week, maybe on Monday. So that's what the journal is there for. It's just where I can take some notes. And usually during the day, I'll also add in a bunch of notes. If I have any thoughts or things that I need to remember or just things I want to write down and get to later, then I'll put them in the journal. So it kind of doubles as a journal and also daily notes. The next section you can see here is the startup routine. This is just my very basic morning routine. I don't believe in long, complex morning routines. I think they're an excuse for getting to work, for not getting to work. But you can see here, I've done mine. It just involves filling in a daily tracking sheet and time tracking, which I might make a video on that at some point. Coffee plus read, get sunlight, get outside. Andrew Huberman talks about this, says it's the one habit that everyone should do. I agree with him. I think you should do this. And then plan the day out, which involves planning it out in Craft. Then we come to the main section of the daily planning, which is the action items. In other words, tasks. And you can see here that I categorize this by different businesses and categories or areas, basically. So we've got Sam Matler Personal Brand. You can see all the tasks here for today. I've got EDM Prod and I've got another project down here. And then finally, I've got the agenda section. Now, one of the great things about Craft is that it pulls in calendar events and then you can drag them in to your document like this. Now, I've already dragged this one in, but the great thing about this is that I can click into this and I can add a bunch of notes to this calendar event. And it also gives me a nice high level view of sort of where the day is going. Obviously not everything is in here, but it's nice to be able to just look at one document instead of jumping between Apple reminders, a calendar app, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't use Craft for extensive task and project management. I use Apple reminders for that, some other tools for team-based management, but it is nice, like I said, to just have one central place where I can just look at this, see what's going on in my day, and tick things off. And then later on in the day, I'll go into Apple reminders and tick everything off. So a lot of this stuff does mirror what's going on in Apple reminders. Just so you know, just in case you watched my other video on this and you're kind of confused as to where the crossover happens and if I'm not using Apple reminders anymore, I am. Unfortunately, at the moment, Craft's task management capabilities are lacking, which I don't have a problem with because it's not really that kind of tool. I wouldn't do task management in Craft or Roam or any of these other tools because they aren't task management apps. Apple Reminders is. So that is basically it. Very straightforward, very simple. That is how I manage my day in Craft. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Also, you might like my Ultimate Productivity System video where I talk about how I use Craft more extensively. You can go and check that out here. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Cheers.